Let me turn down the symphonic music. All right. Hey, oh, where'd you go? There you are. All right, cool. Hey, it's 6:31 on Wall Street, about 3 hours before the open of trading on Wall Street. It's time to get your global macro on. This is QuantBox Live, where we uncover the best fundamental opportunities across global markets. Today is a Thursday, so we're going to have weekly jobless claims in the United States of America. Very cool. And so, what do we do? What does QuantBox do? Well, it's got lots of pretty colors, that's for sure. But we look at things like what does the S&P 500 tend to do in January if we looked at every January over the last 20 years? And on average, what do you think tends to happen? But we do that for February, March, April, May, June, July. But we also do a 5 year average. And then we can do comparative analysis over the last 5 years versus the last 20 years. And holy smokes, if you don't know what usually happens in January, you are behind the curve. So, anyways, we look at data like that in QuantBox. We look at retail positioning. Is retail long or short? Are institutions long or short? What's the technical trend? What are the projections for the next 7 days? Base case, best case, worst case scenarios. We look at the stock of assets, but the flow, cash flow. So what institutional investors own, but also how are they adjusting their portfolios every week? We track this. The central banks, we track them 18 months into the future, where inflation and interest rates are going to be. Based on our opinion? No. Based on our algorithms? No. Based on our hocus pocus mathy fun? No, 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 and no. What the central banks are forecasting. So we know what the central banks and their staffs are forecasting, and we plot that. So, right? Amazing. But not just long-term macroeconomics. Hey, Wayne, I don't care about 18 months. How about what's going on today? Well, we can tell you today, this week, and this month, and we can gauge it through a scoring process of measuring VIX on 3 time frames, yields on 3 time frames, dollar on 3 time frames, yen on 3 time frames, gold on 3 time frames, S&P 500 on 3 time frames. When you mix it all together, we can find if there's an underlying trend or not. Oh my goodness. So for $8, YouTubers, you can get a tool that will automate all your macroeconomic research so you can make better informed decisions. Maybe that'll give you the confidence in your trading plans. What we're hoping for at QuantBox is that confidence allows you to let your winners run because essentially you know what you're doing. That's some good confidence. Probably worth the money. Anyways, let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus in the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Just want to see. Yep, it worked. So the Q1 video is gone. There you go. So, anyways, thank you for attending that. I really enjoyed it. It was 2 hours of power, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was fun. It was good. A lot of stuff going on in the background, as you guys know. More feedback has been sent, more development has been done. We are inching closer and closer and closer to launching all the updates, including the AI alert service. So I know you're being incredibly patient. I've already smashed my forehead through the wall a few times. So believe you me, I'm on your side. So hang on, we're getting there, man. We're getting there. I suppose if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? So, anyways, let's take a look. Right? Yeah. All right. Somebody's made a mistake there. All right, so yields are 44% in the United States. Hey, it's only a decimal point. Reminds me of, I think they even made a movie out of it, but there was a guy working at a bank in the 70s, and he was the computer guy back when there was one computer guy at a big bank, right? And he figured out that the system rounded everything up by the penny because you didn't want to have a fraction of a penny. So he robbed the bank a fraction of penny at a time just by changing the decimals and stuff like that. And every transaction, he stole like .9 pennies, less than one penny. But on every transaction, it was millions of dollars, anyways. So uh, I don't know why that reminded me, but I guess they're working on yields. The development team is working on that. So interesting. I don't believe the 10-year T note is paying 44%, but I don't know. Look into it. Probably even that 4.44, that doesn't make any sense. So be careful. I think that might be 4.1. Jim's like 4.09. That's how, yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah. So, anyways, oil up. Yeah, remember just the other day it was about 71 and falling, and I'm like, that's it, that's it, that's the thing. Well, now we're back to 73. Gold, remember we're targeting, I think we had a target at 2000 and another one just below 2000 based on our price forecasts. And well, we made it down there. That's pretty good. S&P 500, yeah, that's normal. This was around 110. That's coming down, but not by a lot. It's been pretty quiet. And that has to do everything with technical analysis. I went through all the charts multiple times yesterday, and everything screamed done. Okay. If you didn't see that, you might need to update your technicals. But everything screamed done. Bitcoin treading water. Across the board, we remember how there was a little bit of risk off. Well, we've lost that. Still no underlying trend. Okay. And everything technically is done. The logical swing trades from a week ago, they've completed. We're all at targets. We're not at entries. Well, I suppose if you're going to counter trend. So great. But if you're in my swing trading group over at investorbootcamp.com, we will plan next week's trades today. Cool. So I'll see you there at 4 p.m. But this tells us right here and right now. Well, actually, not even right here, right now. Right here, right now. Right. Weekly evaluation, monthly evaluation. Everything is caution, 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 caution. Things are moving. That's not what this is telling you. Because you're like, man, Wayne, I was just on a killer trade. I'm up 150 pips on blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, that's called relative strength. What this is looking at is not that things are moving. Is there a logical underlying current, a theme, if you will? What's the theme? Is it risk on or risk off? Inconclusive. So you should be careful. You should be cautious. You should be picky. You should be choosy. You should look at it as an extra level of risk if you're going to trade at all. How do you handle that? Maybe drop your lot size or something, right? I don't know, but recognize that we're using quantitative analysis of 6 different markets on 3 different time frames, and every single one of those analyses say caution. So maybe be cautious. Okay, you do you. Okay, much of the stock markets are down. Dollar strong. But see, look at this bullish and unexpected. And all of a sudden, Aussie has a rebound. It's just so funny. and bears are unexpected, and so some things are working. Look at S&P 500 down, Nasdaq up, massive confusion. Okay, there's rotation going on. Much of this I look at because I know I watched the markets all day yesterday. I know where everything is technically yesterday. And I look at this now, and things that are should be up or down, and things that should be down or up. What's happened? Those assets hit targets. Bears took profit, which pushes the market up. Bulls took profit, which pushes the market down. So these are probably next week's trades. These are probably next week's trades in the opposite direction they're going today. Okay. Aussie jobs, huh? Whoa. Negative number. Huh. That's interesting. Uh-huh. Well, if you were the central bank, the Reserve Bank of Australia, you would probably notice that, huh? Hmm. That could mean like if you were going to raise, you don't raise. If you're going to cut, you're going to cut, kind of thing, right? Like it really, ooh, and a big negative number. Okay. Participation rate even dropping. Interesting. Yeah, that's big news. And this always confuses people. You notice how like they lost a lot of jobs, but the unemployment rate didn't change. We get all that a lot in the United States too, right? We add a lot of jobs and the unemployment rate doesn't change. It's different math, different measures, different numbers, different everything, right? Oh, is that wrong, Boris? If that's wrong, then yeah, I'm already in the process of throwing this entire calendar out. So if that's wrong, well, yeah, I'd have to look that up. I go through those on Tuesdays, right? It's still negative. I suppose, yeah, I don't know how wrong it is or what number, because there's lots of different numbers that you can pull off the table, right? Because there's not just one number. So maybe they're just pulling a different number. But if it's way bad, it's way bad. This is already being thrown out. The next news coming out here is weekly jobless claims. I mean, look, here's the easiest thing. Australian jobs report. Mhm. I think I got the wrong site in front of me. Hang on. Let's see if I can get another one. And no, I don't think that's right. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. 65,100. What does QuantBox have? Do, 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 do. 65,100. Yeah. So your other whatever calendar you're using is outside of QuantBox, but that's where we get it. The number of employed people changed month over month by losing 65,100. QuantBox says, right, is the difference, am I reading it wrong? Hang on. I do with it. I just lost the, there it is. 65,100. Yeah, 65,100. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, good. A victory for QuantBox. Victory. Yeah. Hey, man. Boris, that's the way to do it, though. You need to challenge every number. Every number needs to be challenged. Yeah. So, anyways, this morning, big deal is weekly jobless claims. You want to look at the 4 week average, in my humble opinion. Yeah, Jim, I sent to the developers yesterday. I don't remember now what it was. 12 pages of feedback. Yeah. Anyways, I would look at this because I know the Fed looks at averages more than they look at headline numbers. There's no rule, but if you read all the discussions and of the meeting minutes and all that kind of stuff that I do, and then there's also models that we use. Like one particular model I'm thinking about over at the Council of Investment Advisors, right? We discuss the Fed policy in the future because we're investing my money. we and it's all about what you think is going to happen in the next 3, 6, 12, 18 months, right? That's what leads all our discussions. And we have a model that the Fed uses to predict whether you're in a recession or not. That's much more sensitive than the traditional models that everybody knows of. And they use not a 4 week average, but they use an average. I'm not going to tell you which one. That's a secret. You will, if you like trading and investing secrets, join the CIA. The CIA is full of secrets. Huh? Yeah. So, anyways, I do know they look at the averages because it takes out the volatility, right? It just makes sense. Some housing starts and all that. Yeah, yeah, okay, fine. Building permits, great. That building permits are forward looking. And that's is EIA coming out today? Was there a delay? Was there a holiday? I can't remember. Monday is so far away. Is EIA coming out today? What day is it? Is it Wednesday? No, it's Thursday, isn't it? I never know what day it is. Oh my god. Was there oh, there was a holiday Monday. That's right. There was a holiday. So, I can't even remember Monday. Oh, by the way, I'm starting to see signs that the economy is starting to slow significantly. Have you guys started to see some things in your neck of the woods? Yeah, maybe so. Like, I'll give you an example. There's a high-end cigar bar not far from me. Really nice, like upscale. They spent millions of dollars building this place, and the decorations inside are great. And they usually have live jazz, and so they got to pay for that. High-end cocktails. People dress up. They wear suits. Women women dress up. They literally up. And you're like, it's cool, right? Because people don't even do that now for like the symphony and the opera, right? So, anyways, this place you dress up. Men wear fancy cologne and stink up the whole place. Like it's that fancy, right? Um, well, all of a sudden, like the staff is changed. The sophisticated staff are gone, and now they have a much less sophisticated guy. Almost like, why is this guy in charge of the cigars now? You're like, this guy doesn't fit in the environment. Place is kind of looking a little dingy now, right? And all of a sudden they're changing their hours. They're changing their hours. over and over and go over again over the last 6 months. So I go out there yesterday because I have a lot of work and I'm like, I just got to get out of the house. So I'm gonna go to the cigar bar. So I go there, it's closed. They don't open now till 4. This place was so nice that a year ago, they charged you $10 to park in the parking lot. In Georgia, that doesn't happen ever. And they're like, you want to stay here? You got to dress nice, you got to buy a craft cocktail, and you got to pay $10 to park your car. Now the parking thing's gone, all that kind of stuff. The high-end service guys are gone. They've cut all their hours back and they don't even open now till 4. So I go to a brand new place around the corner, much lower end, but locally owned. I go in and I talk to them, and they're open at noon. So anyway, so I go in there and I'm like, hey, so what is this, year 2? And she said, year 3. Oh, I'm like, you've owned this place now for 3 years? Yeah. I'm like, so how's it going? She's like, the first 2 years were great. She's like, the last year's been very tough. I'm like, why? Why do you think? She says, I think it's the economy. And I think both cigar bars, the high end one and the low end one, are suffering. I'm like, oh, ah, oh, interesting, interesting, and not good for me. So, anyways, uh, uh, that's I like doing that kind of first person analysis. Anyways, so oils, that information coming out today because of the holiday on Monday. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this is a QuantBox projection. Okay, worst case scenario for a bear is 109, which I think we just dropped below. Base case is in the next week. This is predicting in the future. We drop down, and again, this is all daily candles, right? We drop down to 108.61. Best case scenario for bears, okay, is 108.15. So on our way to 108. Now, this is probably wrong, by the way. I know it's on my list feedback. This across the board, whatever database we're using to look at this to then control that, something somewhere is broken because half the things are working and half they're not. So, anyways, they're going to go figure that out. And it's probably tweak, done, fixed across the board. So, anyways, look at the obvious. Okay, look at the obvious. It's bearish. All right, cool. That orange line, by the way, I added this trend line is the 21 SMA, only because the Google Cloud doesn't have an EMA. Remember, this isn't charting software. This is literally a table of candlestick data. And so I just don't have the tool. I suppose I could manually in a table calculate the last 21 closing candles and then use the math of an exponential. I'm not that guy, dude. But I threw down an SMA. Be happy. Be happy. So, anyways, generally speaking, we're below the 21. It should be bearish. You can see the projections are sloping down. That would be bearish. And you remember the math, right? Y equals mx plus b. Yeah. All right. Pretty, right? And we can go to gold, for example. We did this last week, and I'll do it again. Worst case scenario, we get down to 2014. Base case, we breach just below 2000, so we'll just call it 2000. And then the linear projection takes us out to 1977. You know, these are daily candles, so a lot of these numbers we already had in place quite a while ago. And you know, we've already dropped from 2050 all the way down to this worst case, base case, best case. I say that because if the market's bearish, you should be a bear. So your best case would be down here. Do you guys like that moving average? Yeah, I also put in the different colors for the projections. Yeah, I like it too. And just a little thing. I guess maybe it's eyesight or something, but I changed the line from black to dark blue, and somehow I see it better. I don't know if it's just you or me. I'm a gentleman of a certain age. Everything's changing. Colors, seeing things tends to be a big deal now, huh? Yeah, when you hit my age, you need two pairs of glasses with different prescriptions. You're like one for doing mechanic work, right? Then you need other ones for reading, and then you need actually another set with different prescription to look at the computer. Like everything is weird, man. Yeah, and I'm still young. It's weird, kids. Even your hair starts growing differently. I can't get the right haircut. I can't get my hair to do my hairstyle like when I was 20. Because here's the thing, and kids, listen up. This is important. You peak around 22, and then suddenly you're 60 and you're dressing the same as when you were 22. And you have the same haircut as when you were 22 and everything. But all of a sudden, things don't look the same as when you were 22. Yeah. So and you're like, I can't get my hair cut. They're like, it's because you're old. Apparently, you're not 22 anymore, huh? Yeah. So, anyways, I'm perpetually stuck. Like, again, if you take Jerry Seinfeld and Ellen DeGeneres and they had a baby, which is totally funny, that's how I dress. Like, oh my God, wouldn't that be great? Probably unlikely. All right. All right. So, anyways, so go ahead and play with that tool for a while. And these are not released yet. That's good. These are going to need to get updated. That's fine. Uh. Half of these are fixed and half of these are not fixed as far as the biases and stuff. So let's see if they've done any work overnight. Well, that's neutral. So -1. Great. Double check things, right? Is this score right? So that's 50-50. Retail sentiment. Yeah, 0. That's good. Mm. A little more money on the euro, 70% long euro, only 55% long dollar. So yeah, that's pro euro. So it looks like it's adding up. Okay. But QuantBox is awesome. I mean, I just love it. QuantBox is so cool. You can see that it's showing you the normal shape of the euro dollar. It's like it drops. And it did drop. Okay. Okay. Look, down, down. Oh, that's nice. Just good to know. Like that's what usually happens. It's usually down in January. Oh, look, it's down in January. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, QuantBox. We'll skip over here. Again, I checked every single page, so this should be very bearish. Yeah, it is bearish. I don't know, bearish or very bearish. I have to double check that. Retail 70% long, so that should be bearish. Bearish. Good. Okay. Dollar much stronger. That should be bearish on COT. Yeah, COT. Yeah, good. Interest rate divergence. Anyways, very cool. And there's one last thing I would like to check. And no, this page has not been updated. Okay, these are a similar but different measure of scores relative for gold, QuantBox's scoring process. And this is part of the brain that I'm trying to I'm trying to it's part of the brain for the AI alerts. It's part of the brain, if you will. And I'm trying to discern like when is it important to alert you. But this page is being fixed and updated, but the logic is generally there. Look at the scores. There's sixes, there's fives, there's threes, there's twos, there's negatives, right? And that's QuantBox looking at gold, because this is the asset now, on a daily. Is it bullish or is it losing bullishness? Is it bearish or is it losing bearishness? You understand? And so it's almost like I call it like it's a back test, if you will. What did gold do and what was QuantBox thinking? So when gold was falling, QuantBox was like accumulate, 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 right? Buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. Well, gold was falling. And then gold turned and went up. And then as it started to peak, it's like, huh. Not after. Notice it's not after. And then it's like, huh, okay, yeah, yeah, I guess so. And then all of a sudden, maybe take some profit, maybe take some profit, right? And it popped. And QuantBox 3 days in advance was like, I don't know. Like maybe it's time to take some profit, right? And then it started to fall. And then it's like, yeah, sure, shit, you should be selling this, right? And yeah, and it flipped here and has been very bearish and then went neutral and now is bearish again. And I'm still sort of flushing out this data, but you can see it's pretty good. And this would be part of the alert service. There are parts that, like, for some reason, and I'm trying to work with the developers to figure it out. But my concern is, in a day's period, it wants to tell you two or three times. Oh, well, I don't think you should have a text message sent to you to three times saying gold's falling, gold's falling, gold's falling. You're like, once is enough. Okay, like once is enough. Um, so anyways, I got to figure out what's going on there. But nonetheless, you can always play with these assets, if you will, and see what you think. It's a way of looking back at what the quant box score was, not what it is today. So let's do Aussie dollar. I'll just pick on one. Okay. And remember, I'm short around 68. Okay. 68, right? Right. So it went up a little bit and then came down, and now it's lower, lower, lower. Cool. So that's cool, right? That's going to be part of the brain of of you should know, for example, if these are changing. And but the thing is, they all change. When is it relevant? You know. Anyways, why is the timeline looking backwards? No, this is what actually happened. This was the score that day. Here's the score this day. So it's like, no, I'm not really interested in buying. Not really. Not really interested in buying. Not really. And so it didn't score well here, but that tells me it had more to do with the US dollar than probably the Aussie. Oh, 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 yeah. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know about that. Thank you for noticing. It's probably just uh it's it's probably, I know there's a feature that says display this inversely. So hang on. Thank you for that. Let me circle it. Was it both of them or just that one asset? I'm writing this. Thank you for noticing that. Save back test date. That's some screenshots. Okay. Was it both of them? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that might just be, well, it'd be interesting because I think this could be the future and that would be the past. But this looks appropriate. So it's just this is displaying backwards. I don't know. Weird. But if it made sense, it wouldn't be an error. So cool. Cool. Look at the opportunity to play around. All right. So, anyways, let's get back to the most important thing of the day. Now you guys are good. Send me if you see errors. Well, no, let's not do that. Let's finish the development work, and then if you see errors, you can email me. But look, people are working on it. Let's get back to the news of the day. Be careful. There's no fundamental trend, and I'll just show you quickly things to worry about. I'll just let me just pull up like some random things here. Okay, let's go here. We're very, very close to the weekly target. Okay, there's a little bit of up today, and there might be a little more down, and then we get target. This is the target for the week. So maybe, if you're going to be a bear, somewhere soon you'd be selling, but you'd target here, and then we're done for the entire week, which is, one reason why the swing trading group at Investor Bootcamp meets on Thursdays to plan the future week. We don't meet Fridays. Friday's too late. If you're planning Monday on Friday, you're late. If you're planning Monday on Monday, someone is going to make you a liquidity event. So to plan Monday, we do it on Thursday, which is awesome. Here we are, USD yen almost hit target, very, very, very close for monthly targets. See, here's our monthly target. Just barely missed it, but the week is done. So the pullback makes sense. Taking a look at another one, USD Kitty Cat, another great week. Okay, the plan, let me zoom in here. Okay, this is a buy zone, and this is your take profit zone. And we got even above that, which is great. But people are actually taking profit, which is what's supposed to happen. So, right. So now on the short term, you have down, but on the long term, medium and long term is up. And so that's why you see a lot of things happening right now. When you look at the scatter plot, things that should be up are down, and things that should be down are up. Well, it's because there's profit taking. You can look even at some of the yens. Okay. So here's my yen trade from Monday. I bought it at 108. Now, I mean, it's not even 200 pips, but you can see that we've hit the logical target. Okay. We should be done for the week. We were done yesterday. Today is Thursday. We should be planning next week. So this should be up logically, but it's not up today. Plausibly profit taking. But is it just USD kitty cat? No. Euro yen is exactly the same. Done. Okay. Aussie is weak and not going anywhere anyways because Aussie's so weak. Kiwi is weak, probably isn't going anywhere, isn't going anywhere. So that's okay. So once again, Swissy, similar to yen, not going anywhere. So, but again, you would think if yen was going to be weak, then that might be up. But again, Swiss franc is a different game. And then if we look here, here's that pound yen. Pound yen should be up for many different reasons, but it is not up today. Why? Look how close we hit target. Okay. Monthly target, not even weekly target. So today was a cautionary day. Now, of course, all these things could go up to the next level. That's fine. But this is why there's sort of these are mixed opportunities. Even if you were going to buy, let's say you were that bullish and you were still going to buy and you take this up, they're higher risk pips. Without a doubt, some bulls are going to take profit or already took profit. That's why these red candles are happening. Nobody is selling this. You know how I know? Bears sell double tops. Bears sell lower highs. That's neither. So that's just bulls taking profit near the monthly target. 188. People knew that way down here when they bought it at 178, 179. Okay. When people bought this on 179, their target was 188. 900 pips. Yeah, I think some people locked in some profit. Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Hey, that's not bad for 2 weeks worth of work, huh? 2.5 weeks. Well, this is why, like I tell you every day, and the motto of QuantBox is letting your winners run. If you're a scalper, boy, it's a lot of successful scalps after you account for your losing scalps and your break-even scalps to knock out 900 pips profit scalping. That's a lot of scalping. Where it's one trade that you let run for 2.5 weeks. M2 to M4 is the technical analysis. It's not that complicated. Okay, this is a trade plan that takes an hour to plan, half an hour to plan. Okay, but you have to have the confidence to let it run. That's a hard one to have confidence on the pound yen, but nonetheless. Okay, so my point is be careful. USD yen, M2, M4. Okay. There's a lot of likelihood of short-term short before we go back long-term long. QuantBox is screaming the same thing. It's not necessarily looking at the charts, it's looking at the markets. When you look at gold and VIX and yields and everything, when you put them all together, it just says caution, 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 caution. So please be cautious. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Have a great day. I'll see you later.